with these joyful feelings and happy feelings, taking a few deep inhalations and exhalations, some long, mindful, and gentle breaths, releasing any tension and negative energies from your body. Make yourself very comfortable and relaxed. Experiencing the each breath throughout the body, breathing in peacefully and mindfully, breathing out peacefully and mindfully. Withdrawing your attention from the external world, bringing your total attention to your inner experience, to your body and mind, as you maintain a very still and a relaxed posture. You may observe the beautiful stillness within your posture with the mind. You may observe some natural movements in your body, in your posture, as you breathe in and out, but you are not making any conscious movements. Even letting go of all the thoughts, memories, and mental images from the mind, gently allowing yourself to be here and now in the present moment, going even deeper and deeper into the stillness as you listen to the meditation bell, the echo of it. Just by letting it be, limiting your mind to just a psychophysical entity. Wherever you move your attention, feel the stillness and let your body relax. being very gentle and kind to yourself, feeling the deep sense of connectedness with yourself, with your body and mind. Now, with this relaxed body and calm mind, as you can easily observe and notice the natural breathing process as you breathe in and out through the nostrils, bringing your total attention to the front of the face, to the end of the nostrils area. You may observe each and every single incoming and outgoing breath. mindfully. When you breathe in, simply be aware that you are breathing. When you breathe out, being aware that you are breathing out. See for how long you can be just with the present breath without getting distracted by wandering thoughts, memories, or sounds outside. You can keep your mindful attention on wherever you prominently feel the touch of each breath. Relaxing your body and calming the mind with each breath. You are just observing the natural incoming and outgoing breath with present moment, silent awareness. Remember, this is not just a breathing exercise. This is an exercise being mindful, being aware of the present moment. letting go of the past, letting go of the future. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. See if you can maintain such an awareness that you feel that you can mindfully observe the entire duration of each breath, from the beginning to the end of in breath and out breath, not necessarily where it goes in and out, but being aware of the process of breath, purifying the mind from defilements and other hindrances, developing more inner peace and harmony. Acknowledging the fact we all have the potential to keep our mind in this peaceful, relaxed, and calming state if we maintain the introspection or the inward attention, allowing our mindfulness and the wisdom to guide ourselves in the right direction. Now, as we experience this inner peace and harmony, this physical and mental well being, these positive spiritual states of mind, let's share now all these positive feelings with all living beings in the world, in the universe, radiating our loving and compassionate thoughts towards all beings in all directions, wishing them may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be relaxed, may all beings be peaceful, may all beings be well, may all beings be happy, may all beings be relaxed, may all beings be peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be relaxed. May all beings be peaceful. Okay, now taking a few deep, mindful, and gentle breaths, refreshing your body and mind, understanding your posture, open your eyes. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Do we have any question or comment from today practice?
I think it's great that the five precepts were given in English rather than Pali, so we could all understand what we are saying and what we want to do.
Right.
And also following up with the worshipping Buddha and talking about his great qualities in English, which I
Right.
never realized what they were.
That's very good. From time to time, or usually we can do that in English, so everybody can understand what we're chanting. Thank you. Anything else? So, if you do not have anything else, I would like to speak about one special quality that comes in the Mangala Sutta, the discourse on the blessings, the greatest blessings for us. So there are about 38 unique guidelines or blessings for our everyday life for the great success in that Mangala Sutta. This particular uh, quality uh, comes as Atta Samma Panidicca. Atta Samma Panidicca, the Pali term, which means setting oneself in the right course, setting oneself in the right direction. So this is a great blessing. Uh, so what it simply means, so we can take some time to elaborate on that uh, and to share our understanding, our Dhamma knowledge on that. Atta Samma Panidicca, setting oneself in the right direction. This is directly connected to our everyday life. You know, when we talk about a successful life, peaceful life, and a healthy life, this quality is very essential to all of us because we know it is always being challenging, or it is always being a challenge for us to guide ourselves in the right direction always, due to the fact that there are so many negative conditions, influences uh, to affect us, our journey, you know, our spiritual, physical, mental well being. Uh, so, therefore, uh, especially in the modern world, in modern society, people are facing this challenge. Even those who wish to practice the Dhamma or follow any spiritual direction, these disturbances, actions, are affecting them, keeping them away from this right way of life, right, right course. Uh, in that case, we can understand it is necessary for us to have some sort of uh, guidance in our life. You know, uh, there should be someone who is guiding us. You know, if there's no any guidance, if there's no one to guide us, we can always end up in so much suffering and other negativities. Uh, and sometimes we put the wrong person in the control, wrong person in charge. That is also uh, can be problematic. You know. There's a wonderful story to understand that point. You know, uh, you may have heard this story about the king and the gatekeeper. Hmm. There was a king, and he had a very close friend in the palace. Uh, this friend was the gatekeeper in the palace. Okay, and the important thing between these two friends was uh, they were like twins. They looked alike. Mhm. So everybody uh, uh, had a hard time recognizing uh, who was the king and who was the gatekeeper. That much they looked alike. So one day, these two friends, the king and the gatekeeper, wanted to play a trick. You know. So the king suggested, "Okay, my dear friend, you become the king, and I will become the gatekeeper for one day, and let's see what happens. How others react or interact with us." You know. So after that proposal, um, the friend, the gatekeeper, became the king, and the king became the gatekeeper. So what happened was, soon after the gatekeeper became the king ordered the gatekeeper to be killed. This was a very tragic uh, incident, tragic moment, experience. You know, the real king didn't expect that at all. You know, but the gatekeeper, the real king's friend, ordered him to be. So this is a very simple story, and this story uh, remains as a universal story. When I was in Sri Lanka, I thought this story belongs to Sri Lanka. But when I went to Australia, I read this story in a different place. You know, so later I came to know that this is a universal story, uh, just because of the powerful message it has. You know, uh, what it simply means, what is the message of this very short, simple story? You know, sometimes in our life, we place the wrong person in control. You know, if we think about our mind, hmm, if we think about our life, uh, basically, who is in charge? Who is really controlling us? Who is really guiding us? You know, our mind is so complex experience. It's so complicated to understand how it works, how it functions. And it's very interesting to understand the eventual result of all our thoughts, behavior, actions, and reactions to give us different feelings, happiness, suffering, depression, anxiety, and all these things. So we become the victims of our own mind eventually. So as we interact with our thoughts and emotions, our feelings, for a long time, for a long time, uh, we are interacting with all these mental activities, uh, just like the king and the gatekeeper. Okay, king and the gatekeeper. So our mind and our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, they have become like twins. Twins. We both have become uh, like twins. We look alike. Which simply means we cannot simply separate ourselves from our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. They are working as one single entity. So this is directly what happens when we identify all these mental activities, thoughts, feelings, and emotions with ourselves. You know, we uh, uh, personalize, you know, we personify all these mental activities with ourselves. So we have been not being able to separate these uh, who is my mind, who is myself, and uh, who are the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So uh, the negative consequence of that interaction, a wrong interaction, you know, as we have become so strongly uh, look alike, uh, we have put our mind that, or we have put our thoughts, feelings, and emotions in our control. You know, they are basically guiding us. You know, it is just like we have given the control uh, to our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Like the king uh, gave the gatekeeper uh, the kingship, the control, the authority. So, uh, and we know what happened eventually. So, basically, in our life also, it has become the same. From our long-term interaction with our mental activities, uh, um, misunderstanding all these circumstances, you know, having no any understanding where all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions are taking us, we have given the control. We have lost our real control. Mhm. So then there's no proper guidance in our life. You know, just like uh, the gatekeeper ordered the real king to be killed, all these negativities are taking us in the wrong direction, giving us all these negativities, negative experiences in our life. So this is what happens when there's no real control or real guide in our life. So this is one aspect of setting oneself in the right direction, in the right course. That we all have to have a good guide, uh, good control, someone to lead us in the right direction. So which has to be our own mind. You know, when our mind is well established in spirituality, you know, in the right understanding, healthy uh, way of understanding, it always guide us in the right direction. Mhm. It becomes a kind of protection to us. It protects from all directions. It is just like having a best friend for us. Uh, so this is very important thing to understand when we talk about setting oneself in the right direction. And then comes uh, what are the attributes? What are the necessary qualities for us to keep ourselves in the right direction? So first of all, we have to have realistic and positive goals in our life. These things can really guide us in the right direction always, right? If we do not have any positive and healthy purpose in our life, we will not reach anywhere, right? So even though some expectations can lead us to some negative experiences, it always have some healthy goals and purpose in our life. And then uh, we need to understand what are the helpful conditions, attributes to reach our goal. Hmm. So this goal can be understood, you know, if you really break it down to a very practical level. How you start your day, always important to understand. Very first thought process, or how we begin our day, really going to affect our entire uh, day. So this is also very important to begin our day with positive thoughts, you know, good thoughts, healthy thoughts, and some practice maybe like meditating, reading something positive and motivating us, give some inspirations for the day. And then we can move our life and guide our life in the right direction for that. So uh, we can look at this factor, applying it to our everyday life. I mean, our whole life. When we have a purpose, when we have positive goals, we we guide our life in that direction. Then, of course, to have good friends around us, who will support us, in every possible uh, aspect. That is also very important, as we always talk about having good friends around us. It's a very motivational, very supportive uh, that is helping us always. And also uh, to enjoy what we are doing, to enjoy what we are doing, what we have, what we practice as positive things. We always need to acknowledge what are the positive things that I have in my life. You know, if we do not uh, acknowledge them, if we cannot simply enjoy them, you don't find any transformation in your life. you know, Even within these positive things, there's no happiness for you. So we have to always be conscious about these positive things, beautiful things in our life. That's what we identify as the appreciated. You know, the things that we have in our life, the positive things that we can observe with others in our relationships, the nature, the world, all these good things. You know, so that can really change our inner atmosphere. This can be uh, uh, very transformational. That can really affect our self-talking. There's a term called self-talking, as you all know. Really helpful, to understand how we really think about ourselves. We are always thinking in our mind. The self-talk sometimes can be very destructive, and sometimes it can be very negative. And if we can transform that into positive level, we always think about positive things, good things, beautiful things about ourselves, others. Uh, so this can really change our inner atmosphere, because we understand what we think, we become. Mm. So therefore, it is our responsibility to change this self-talk into a positive, healthy one. So these kind of uh, important factors are there when we think about setting ourselves in the right course. Mhm. So Buddha really emphasizes that uh, when we talk about guiding ourselves in the right direction, that effort should have this kind of control or maintenance. One place in the Dhammapada it says, uh, uttanena pamadena. When we set our goals, positive and healthy goals in our life, we should maintain persistent effort, unwavering effort to reach our goals. So it has to be a very powerful quality in our everyday life, in any aspect that we want to be successful in. It can be a worldly goal, it can be a spiritual goal, uh, any direction. We have to have that persistent effort. Otherwise, there are so many distractions to uh, keep us away from reaching these goals. And then Buddha emphasizes that along that process, we have to maintain sanyamena dhamena cha. Sanyamena means we have to have some self-discipline. Sanjamena nature, these two qualities go together. It is directly talking about our emotional control. You know, we have to have some self-discipline because whenever we want to reach some goals, we cannot do whatever we want. There should be some control, some sort of discipline, which simply means we cannot disturb others. We cannot cause any harm or any distraction, any negativity upon others, or even upon oneself. It is not possible. It is not acceptable. Uh, so therefore, whenever we strive on diligence, our goals, we should base ourselves, we should ground ourselves in the self-discipline or self-control. This is very important. Uh, and that is the way to build a safe island for ourselves. Deepa Kairat Nidhavi Yang Oguna Bhikirati. When there are when there is an entire ocean of uh, negativities to distract yourself, you should build a safe island for you, which cannot be controlled, which cannot be distracted, which cannot be destroyed even by a powerful tsunami. So this is what Buddha says in that sense. So this is a wonderful teaching. When we try to guide ourselves in the right direction, there are certain things to be aware of. Why we need to have a control? Why do we need to set ourselves in the right direction? And who should be in the control? How to place the right person, right authority in the control in our course of life. And then, what are the necessary factors uh, to move in that right direction, to guide ourselves in the right course of life? So, that is the way to uh, great success in whatever we want to be successful. So, that is what I wanted to share with you in this morning on setting oneself in the right direction. Do we have any questions or comments on
I had a remark,
that? Mhm.
a little story I wanted to share with this group today. And some of your points made me think of it. You make your own happiness in life. This week I was working out at my gym, and there was a teenager that he probably was 16 years old. He was blind. He was escorted into the gym, I think maybe by his mother or guardian.
Right.
And he got on the exercise bike, and he was as happy as can be biking for about
Mhm.
45 minutes. Obviously, as a blind child, he can't ride a bike, a normal bike. He can only he can only be in the
Right.
gym, but he
Mhm.
was very content to do that. So for me personally, when I saw that, we can worry.
Mm.
We are so introverted in our problems in life. Yet
Exactly.
the simple things in our lives can make us very happy. You find your happiness for yourself. If a blind child can find happiness
Right.
for 45 minutes and doing something that he can
Mm.
do, maybe we should all just always
Right.
reconsider what our real problems are in life.
Exactly. Yeah. That is so powerful, right? I mean,
Hmm.
realize that only when we happen to encounter this kind of individual situation.
Hmm. And he was smiling the whole time under his mask,
Uh,
just happy.
right, right.
So,
How many things are there to enjoy and appreciate in our life,
yeah.
right?
So at the end of the day, you always have to find it within yourself.
Exactly. Thanks
So,
for sharing that.
mhm. Thank you for your message this morning, Bunty.
Thank you. Anything else?
Bante,
Yes.
could you just summarize that there was, setting yourself in the right direction, and one was associating with surrounding yourself with people, I think.
Mhm.
Can you just like summarize the main points just so I can put
Right.
them into my head? Thanks.
So there can be so many in that. I just came up with a couple of qualities.
Right.
Yes. So in setting oneself in the right direction, to have good friends, supportive friends around
Mhm.
self, spiritual friends. Also to what I said was to have positive and healthy goals.
Right.
The right goals for us is very important, and the right effort, persistent effort,
Hmm.
and the maintenance is a very important, essential factor there.
Right.
Yeah, and
Thank
just
you.
like, to have motivations along the way, always, what encourages us, keep us in that right direction, without going astray, you know. So these kind of motivational factors are very important, you know. So there can be so many, the
Right.
positive self-talking also, can, which can really change our inner atmosphere, positively.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.